a beautiful morning. You're welcome to Women's Corner. My name is Rose Blossom, and of course, it's the first month in April. Guess what? It is my month, April, and I'm super excited to start this month with all of you. So saying Happy New Month to everyone, or from all of us at Galaxy TV. We wish you a Happy New Month, and of course, all viewers, the audience on Women's Corner, we are wishing you especially a Happy New Month from all of us. So we heart you and we really, really love you. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, this program runs from 11 a.m. to 12 noon every Monday through Friday. And of course, it's about women, even about the girl child. And once in a while, we'll bring in the men because, of course, we can't do without them, even though sometimes we feel like we're so independent that we do not necessarily need them. We do need them. So once in a while, we try to put them into the topics we have for today. Guess what? We have our studio. Yes, she's looking pretty. You know, at this point, I'm supposed to do a drum roll. That's how I feel like doing it, but I don't want to cause a nuisance in the studio. But anyways, we have an amazing person. She's beautiful. She's well composed. When you see her, in fact, let me just tell. Her name is Agatha Chikodi Makumadu. She is the founder of Agatha Legal Firm, a business coach, a solicitor, legal consultant, and a public speaker. I think the drum roll. Good. Over to her, please show her face. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
So you look so good.
Thank you.
I love it. Is it pink on it?
It's red. And
It's
you
red.
too.
Thank
look
you
good
so
as
much.
well.
Thank you. So how has it been for you? Throughout this year, let me just start with that.
It's been good. We thank God. I can't complain. We're
Mhm.
pushing. As a founder of a law firm,
Yeah.
it's not
How
easy.
is that for you?
It's not easy, but we're going.
You
We're
know,
pushing.
pushing
yeah.
it, right? Okay. Well, we all know that when we have a lawyer, we try to educate people, particularly maybe from the law angle. But this time around, because she is a financial expert, definitely we're talking about finance. And this time around, we're talking about financial independence and boosting potentials for women. Trust me, a lot of women do not tend to boost. Boosting potential is more like being an entrepreneur. I hope we know that. So it's more like how best you can do that and still be financial independent. And I think, trust me, if you're financially independent and you have this great potential, trust me, every man will want to be at your beck and call. And if you're married, trust me, your husband is going to value you so much. But of course, before we start talking with Agatha, let's quickly go for a tip. And the first tip we'll be taking is tips to be a successful entrepreneur. And right after that, we'll be back into the studio to continue the program. Stay with us. Stay very well. Right, welcome back. Yes, you're watching Women's Corner, and yes, that's the tip to be a successful entrepreneur. Like I said, we still have Agatha in the building, and we are talking about financial independence and boosting, the potential in every woman. So, of course, I'm going to head over to ask you questions, Agatha. So, my first question is, how can a woman? I believe men. It's not like they are born to be financially independent. But we know that most men, if I'm allowed, I would say 90% of men are financially independent. So I'm going to ask, how can a woman be financially independent, especially at this time where there are a lot of bills and maybe the money you're making, even probably being an entrepreneur is not really working. So how can one be financially independent as a woman?
Okay, thank you very much for that brilliant question. So firstly, before a woman can determine how she can be financially independent, she must first understand what is financial independence. So financial independence must have three components. One, your ability to have control over your money, your finances. Can you determine what you want to achieve, where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to achieve that, and sponsor yourself financially without anyone controlling that decision. So your ability to make a competent decision in respect of your finances independently determines if you're financially independent. Secondly, your ability to support yourself financially. So many women now, they prefer the title of their girly. I'm here to eat, Oriako. I'm here to enjoy world.
Yeah.
Actually, those I have a double. So in that case, they believe that sponsorship or support must come from a male figure. So now, in that case, are they financially independent? No, because financial independence has to do with control, ability to have control over your finances, ability to support yourself in your finances, and having basic knowledge about managing your finances. So if you determine that this is what really means to be financially independent, then you now have to say, okay, what do I need to do to become financially independent? Why do I even need to be financially independent? Now, studies show that 37% of women over the age of 65 live alone because either they are widowed or they are single, they are divorced, or they never married. In that case, they are forced to pay their bills.
Yeah.
And to pay your bills, if you're not financially independent, you won't be able to afford to pay whatever you need to pay to function in life or to be successful in life. So in that case, we need 6 steps in order to achieve that financial independence.
Right.
And one must understand that you need to set goals before you can decide on how do I become independent. There must be passion. You must be drilled. You must have a drive to push you to want to achieve something. So what are you passionate about? What are your goals? What do you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? So if you set that goals, you have to put it down in writing. That will now push you. That will be a passion for you to say, I want to achieve this. And to achieve this, I need the resources. And how do I now get the resources? I need to earn. I need to invest. I need to save. I need to budget. So these are the key factors that every woman should know and understand.
Okay, that's amazing, beautiful. So while attaining financial independence, there's one thing to be financially independent, and somehow some challenges could come and shake you up a little bit, and you just find out that you start depending on people. Is there a magical way? I don't want to use that word actually. Is there a way that somebody can actually get back on track? Because I've seen a lot of women who are financially independent at some point, but maybe meeting the wrong partner or meeting the wrong friend or turning into the wrong business, weighs them down, brings them down. And probably you start hearing the story of, if you knew me 5 years ago, I was this, I was that. Now, how can such a person pick up and get back to who she used to be before, she fell, down the ladder?
Okay, very good. The first step in becoming independent is to have the mindset. That mindset will help you be proactive. If you have the mindset that I'll never give up, life comes with ups and downs, circumstances are inevitable, death is inevitable. That way, you've already started preparing yourself in the case of eventualities, like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So being proactive will help a woman bounce back when she feels that, she's no more earning as she used to be. How do you become proactive? In the course of when you were comfortable, did you prepare for the rainy day? What did you set aside for the rainy day? So every woman should understand that, yes, I'm okay, I'm comfortable, I'm balling. The husband is very okay right now. Maybe for those that are married, I have a well-to-do husband providing all this for me. For those that are single, I have income coming in. But they should know that life comes with eventualities. Then financial independence will help you have control as to how to respond to this issue. So because we don't have control as what life brings to us. However, financial independence will give you the control on how to respond. So having that mindset, every woman should know that I need to save for the rainy day. I need to be proactive. Whatever I'm earning now, the future, one cannot decide or determine what happens. In that case, what am I setting aside? How am I preparing myself? So that planning, that financial planning, that financial preparation will help a woman bounce back.
Okay, so it's better to always prepare yourself ahead for the rainy days. Yes, I'm still going to ask you, because when you were talking about independence and rainy days, I just felt like, I really like to know how you got your firm, how you became the founder of your firm, because I'm sure it's not, let me use this word, it's not my mind, it's not beans, do you understand? Yeah. I know it takes a whole lot to do something like that, so definitely I want to know, probably after the short break. But another question I want to ask is that for a woman who, she's an entrepreneur, and I believe that for you to be an entrepreneur means you're setting a solution to some certain problems in human race. And if you just think about entrepreneurship as making money, then at some point you might not necessarily make that money anymore, because it gets to a point other persons will begin to do that line of business. So how do you think a woman can boost the potential to be able to be a successful entrepreneur while, being a financially independent woman?
Okay, brilliant. So which one should I take first?
Take the first,
Okay.
looking at potential, then of course.
How a woman should boost her potential. First, a woman must be passionate, because if you're not passionate, then you're just after the money. So if you're passionate, then you're after the quality and the value you're putting out there. So as an entrepreneur and you're selling goods, what is the quality of goods that I'm selling? How do I communicate with my clients? Am I customer centric?
Yeah.
Yes. Am I after pleasing my clients? Am I after ensuring that I have the legal structure in place to run? Because running a profitable business has to do with a whole lot. It has to do with, you have to have legal structure and business structure. You must have to be accountable and transparent. You must have to ensure that whatever services you're putting out there is excellent. You're going the extra mile, because it's that excellence that will set you apart from your competitors and your counterparts. So how am I delivering excellent legal services as an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
If I'm a stylist or a fashion designer, how am I ensuring that what I ordered is, in fact, they got more than what they ordered, not what I ordered versus
what I got.
So how do you now get that recommendation?
Yeah.
Because what makes a business sustainable, having experience and running a profitable business like God's Grace, is referrals.
Right.
And if clients are not happy,
if
they are not satisfied,
yeah,
they won't give positive reviews.
True.
They won't refer. So how do you ensure that a client says, I want this delivered in how many days duration, and you go the extra mile and deliver fast, stress-free, excellent services? So how do you ensure that when I'm selling a product as a woman, I go the extra mile? Because women have lots of challenges, biological and cultural, that places limitations on women.
Yeah.
So biological is at women's age, at the time they need to focus on family, child rearing. Any woman that does not know how to keep a home, be a good homemaker, do domestic chores and all that, is said not to be a woman. So in that case, there'll be a time that she needs to set back in her career or her business to ensure that she keeps her home running. And that time, her competitors, the male, but are booming there.
Because they are flourishing
in their business. So a woman needs to work extra hard to be able to meet up with the male counterparts in business. So in that case, a woman should not overlook going the extra mile, in delivering services, in selling goods, or whatever she's doing excellently well.
Okay, yes, I know some career women will be like, you're not talking to me. Or some entrepreneurs who are successful and they're running in millions, they'll be like, no. Some will not have their bath and they're already going to their store, to respond to customers. And trust me, while they are that, they always take care of their children, their family, and everything, and still do their business. So kudos to all those women. You women rather, you are superheroes, trust me. Okay, so while we're still at it, I'm going to have Agatha in the building talking about financial independence and, of course, boosting potentials as a woman. We also need to take a break, and let's take a little break, just a little rest, and let's go for a tip. And this one is creating a functional home workspace. A lot of people think to be an entrepreneur, you necessarily have to get a store outside of your house. Trust me, you can have a workplace in your home and still be respected. And trust me, a lot of people think you're paying for a big store in one particular place, but your workplace is right at home. So let's quickly take the tip on how you can create a working space right inside your home and still be successful while at it. We'll be right back to continue the program with Agatha, talking about financial independence and boosting potential as a woman. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner, and that is an amazing tip right there. Okay, so while we're at it, we still have Agatha, and I'm dying to hear, how did you come about your little firm? Please don't tell us it was so easy, like you just put one or two, put the Maggie and the curry, and everything came up. We really need to know, because trust me, a lot of people are trying to do that, but I've heard stories of you have to work on that someone for quite a number of years, blah, 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 yada, 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 before you can actually, get your own firm. So we want to know, how did you get yours? Maybe someone out there can learn and do some pointers for
Awesome. I'm very excited to share because Agatha Legal's story is that was me, even as the founder. I never envisioned it to be as big and successful as it is now.
Wow.
But I'm making my noise. I'm going all the way. So they say when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade out of it.
True.
And like I said, we don't have control of what happens in life, but we have control of how we respond to it if we are very passionate. So it started when I looked around me based on the high rate of unemployment. There are so many youths out there becoming entrepreneurs because there are no jobs. And the legal profession was also experiencing that same issue to the extent that when I reached out to a law firm and said, I want to volunteer, they said, no, there's no space for volunteering. I said, no, you don't have to pay me because privilege is very important in the legal profession. And they said, yeah, we are overly populated, we have enough. So I was kind of devastated. However, prior to starting Agatha Legal, I was very much opportune to work in the Ministry of Justice as a judicial assistant.
Nice.
I also worked in the judiciary as the chieftaincy tribunal as a judicial assistant to a very, very renowned, excellent, brilliant judge. So, like I said, women experience a lot of issues that come biological factors that places limitation on us. No limitation is how nature is a good thing. So it happened at time that I took it from my friend's baby. So after then, I wasn't available to resume immediately. So when I was ready, my space was not available.
Wow.
So I looked around and said, oh, okay, what solution can I create? What problem can I solve? Right now, there is no employment, but then I have legal expertise. I have experience. I've worked in different ministries. So what can I do? I looked around and we're in social media age. So I saw that so many entrepreneurs were not legally guided. They are starting up their businesses just like me. I'm facing challenges in looking for jobs. They are also starting up with, becoming business owners. And I said, okay, there is a niche that I can create here. I can reach out to them and educate them on how to legally structure their business. So I started taking up speaking engagements. I started going to places where entrepreneurs were gathered. And I was sharing knowledge on how to build a formidable business structure. Nice. So after the speaking engagement or training, they will come back to me and say, okay, we need help in this and that. So I will provide the service and deliver it excellently, not minding what they were paying at that time. So from there, they started getting referrals. I started getting reviews, and they kept recommending different clients to you. And that was how Agatha Legal started. When Agatha Legal started, I was very chilled with the home workspace, because for those that don't have opportunity of having a home office, when I started, I created a home office just from the sitting room. I created a small workspace there. That was where I was doing all my work, talking to clients, to the extent that they now start saying, I want to come to your office.
It was your house.
Yes. So I needed to prove to my partner that I was capable of starting running an office, because having an office means that you're incurring more debt. And if you don't understand your cash flow, your income, and your expenses,
you run into more debt.
So that was what happened. So I had to convince my partner that Agatha Legal has got to the stage that we need an office space. So I will tell you frankly that the first 7 million naira Agatha Legal realized was just in a small space.
Wow.
Independently, working as a sole legal practitioner in my office, in my home workspace. So from there, the second office space, a colleague now saw that, Agatha is doing well, she's creating impact in the legal profession. I said, okay, come, we can share an office space.
Wow.
So we shared from there. I now moved to your Agatha Legal office space. So from being self-employed, I became an employer of labor.
Labor.
So from becoming an employer of labor, I have associates,
Mm.
lawyers. We're able to employ lawyers working as associates in
Yeah.
Agatha Legal Law Firm. So my story is that of determination, resilience, and having passion for the legal and positive mindset, being very optimistic
that this is going to work.
This is going to work.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put in the very best, excellent legal services, excellent effort to ensure that this works. So the quality of work we deliver is that you will see in high-ranked law firms. And now we are one of the most ranked law firms.
Amazing.
Yes,
That's beautiful.
By God's special grace and by hard work as well.
That's amazing. I love your story. This is very beautiful. Anyways, we still have few more minutes. So I'm just going to say this before I will forget. We have our own very person, one of my team, one of the people that when I'm coming to the office, they first greet me with a smile of good morning. And, sometimes they say some things and I always, joke around that. And this is me saying happy birthday to you, Ralph. I asked him what's his full name. He said just use Ralph. So I'm using Ralph. Happy birthday to you, Ralph. Wish you all the very best. And this is from me to you saying happy birthday. And of course from Galaxy TV and from our viewers, permit me to say, I'm sure you guys will always wish him happy birthday. So yes, we're saying happy birthday to you and wish you the very best. And of course, I did not know you're a part of my month. So it means we have better things to do together. So have a beautiful one. Have a beautiful new year. This is when your own new year is starting, not January. Your new year is starting now because you're clocking a new age. So wish you all the very best. Okay, so back to you, Agatha. So if you're supposed to advise women now, lastly, something that maybe I've not told that line and asked question in that regard. If you want to advise women on the topic for today, which is financial independence, and boosting potentials for women, what exactly would you tell them?
Okay, for women, I'm always an advocate of being financially independent. And you must understand that financial independence will give you real power. It will give you control. It will give you the capacity to go to where you want to go, do what you want to do in life, achieve whatever you want to achieve. So many women have remained in an abusive relationship because they're not financially independent. So many women have lost their voices. They've been subdued because they are financially independent. And I'm sure as a woman, you don't want to be that kind of a woman. You want to be a woman who will live her life to the fullest. And to be able to live your life to the fullest, you must be proactive. You must make necessary plans and take necessary steps to ensure that you achieve this financial independence. Understanding that the key components of financial independence is having control over your finances, having the capacity to support yourself financially, even where you cannot get support from anybody. Yeah. Having basic knowledge about how to manage your finances. So if you have all these three components in place and you put in goals and lay down steps on how you want to achieve that, the sky will be your starting point. So
thank you so much. The sky will be your starting point. Oh, that's very interesting. Imagine when the sky is your starting point, then where are you going to? You're going to the heavens or to the sun or to, other planets. Anyways, I want to say thank you very much for being part of the show. And of course, I do not say happy new month to you. Happy new month to you. Thank you so much for being on the program. I hope you enjoyed yourself on the show. And I hope you're able to pour your heart for all the things that maybe the things I didn't ask you, but you actually said. So I hope you did.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. And lastly, even though I have wished you a happy birthday, Ralph, I'm saying happy birthday. Make sure you bring the wine to my decks. If not, you know what will happen there. I'm not threatening you. Anyways, happy birthday to you, Ralph. And this is what we draw the curtain on Women's Corner for today. Happy New Month once again to all our viewers of Women's Corner and of course watching Galaxy TV. All our viewers, all our audiences, all our fans, we wish you all the very best for this month. And of course, we know very soon we'll be saying Happy Easter and Happy Friday, Good Friday. Hope you did not take this April Fool thing too long. If you know you have, go and apologize to people. But anyways, this is me saying goodbye. My name is Rose Blossom. Up next will be news on the hour, and right after that will be having the buzz. We'll talk about the state and the affairs of the country. And trust me, it's promising to be interesting. just as always. I'll see you pretty soon. You have a beautiful day. Bye for now.